5 years ago, Dante Moretti told me he had nothing. He said he was a broke office clerk drowning in student loans and company debt. He asked me to build a life with him from scratch, and I believed him. 5 years later, I found out he was the heir to Sicily's top mafia clan, and our entire relationship had been one long, twisted test, designed to prove I was not after his money. I passed every test. I split every bill, including condoms. I worked a second job to pay my half of the rent. I never asked for a single dime. Until last week, when I was in a car accident and needed $1,000 for emergency surgery to save our baby. He accused me of lying to extort cash. He hung up. By the time I scraped the money together, my baby's heart had already stopped beating. After I buried my child, I went back to pack my bags. That was when I found the birthday gift list he had prepared for his childhood neighbor, Nadia, a luxury yacht, a star named after her, and endless designer goods. Then I heard his voice from the next room, laughing with his underbosses. "Hey boss, is it true Elena begged you for a grand?" Dante Moretti scoffed arrogantly. "Yeah, and I stood my ground and refused. Nadia is right. Elena is just a helpless orphan who cannot leave me. But to enter my family, she has to pass a strict test. It is almost over. She will realize I did all this for her own good, so my 5 years of devotion, and my baby's life, were nothing more than a twisted test for a repulsive mafia title. Whatever. It did not matter anymore. The moment the doctor announced my baby was dead, I had already decided to walk away from him forever." The front door clicked open just as I put the gift list back. Dante walked in, smelling of expensive tobacco, and collapsed onto the sofa next to me with his usual arrogant swagger. "So you are finally back," he said, lecturing me like a child. "Are you still throwing a fit because I did not give you the cash? Learn from Nadia and grow up, Elena. You will realize later it is all for our future." He looked so earnest, acting as if this was all pure, well-meaning love. But the real message was short and brutal. He needed to constantly test me to prove I was not after his money, just to see if I was worthy of his family. He leaned in to hug me, but I slid away, completely dodging his arms. Dante froze for a second, staring at his empty hands before glaring at me. To him, I was just throwing a childish tantrum over a petty $1,000. "Stop acting out. I am exhausted from work. Go make me some dinner," he commanded, instantly switching back to his mob boss routine. His attitude was not like this when he was chasing me 5 years ago. Back then, he pretended to be a broke office clerk buried under student loans and company debt. "Elena, I have nothing, and I cannot promise you a stable future," he had told me, looking completely sincere. "But we can work hard and build a life together." Believing him, I had nodded. I was poor, but I could support myself. I chose Dante simply because I wanted to build a life from scratch with him. But as time went on, his act slipped. He literally broke out in hives around cheap things, and he soon started treating me like a servant, demanding I do things he could easily do himself. The truth finally clicked during my shift one day, when I saw him step out of a bulletproof limousine, surrounded by heavily armed bodyguards as he walked into an exclusive underground club. Our entire relationship was a lie. He had spent 5 years running a twisted test because he was terrified I was after his family's fortune. Dante's voice cut through my thoughts. "If you want money in the future, just ask. Do not fake a car accident to extort cash from me," he sneered. It